Today, in the first update of Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 4, we have gotten the Bytes quests released, and these challenges will allow you to unlock literally every single style for the Nothing's Gift Pickaxe. So today, I'll be walking you guys through all of these challenges, showing you how to easily complete them and fully unlock all styles of the Nothing's Gift Pickaxe, which is also known as Bytes Pickaxe. Now, first off, before we dive into any of these matches, the first thing you're going to need to do is equip the Bytes outfit. Now, if you're not sure how to do this, or if you don't see him in your locker, then one of two things is true. Either A, you haven't purchased the Battle Pass yet, and you're going to need to go ahead and do that, or B, you haven't unlocked Byte in the Battle Pass yet. Now, for those who do not know, Byte is on the second page of the Battle Pass, so you're going to need to fully complete this page in order to unlock not only Byte, but also Byte's Pickaxe, the Nothing's Gift. So once you go ahead and unlock both of these items, then you'll actually be able to equip both of them and immediately start doing these challenges. So let's go ahead and drop into our first match to complete this first challenge. Now, for this first challenge, we're going to need to tune the TV while wearing the Bytes outfit. So, just like I mentioned prior, you're going to need to actually equip the Bytes outfit, and then you can drop on down to one of these two locations. Personally, I'm going to drop on down to Lustrous Lagoon, just because I find it a little bit easier, but if you don't know where this is, you can go ahead and pause the video. Now that you're dropping on down over here, you're going to need to go exactly to this building, and in this building is where you're going to find the TV that you're going to need to tune. And as you guys can see right here, as we get closer to this building, all we're going to need to do is go through that door, and then we're just going to need to go ahead and tune this TV. It does take a second, which is actually pretty cool, but as you guys can see right there, we have now tuned the TV, and we're getting lore details from this, which is honestly really cool. So it seems like we're going to be getting an entire storyline from these challenges alongside getting styles for the pickaxe. Now, for the second challenge, we need to damage opponents with EvoChrome Weapons, but this is not any damage. This is 2,500 points of damage. So obviously an insane number there, but I have some really nice tips and tricks to make this process a lot quicker and help you get to that number as fast as possible. So first off, you're actually going to need to get both of the EvoChrome weapons, so both an EvoChrome burst rifle and an EvoChrome shotgun. Now that you've managed to get both of these, what you're going to need to do is one of three methods. Now, the first method, literally just start shooting enemy players with this. It's the hardest method to do because it's going to take you the longest. Since every player only has 250 health, it's going to take forever to get enough of this damage to actually complete this challenge. But as you guys can see from that fight right there, the enemy players shoot back, so it's going to be harder to get the damage on them. Thankfully, I do have some better methods on how to do this. Now, another incredibly simple way to get this damage is by fighting somebody like the Herald, who is, of course, the NPC boss that you'll find over here at Herald's Sanctum. Now, I would not recommend fighting her in a fair fight. You are going to want to make this fight a lot easier for you and a lot more difficult for her. So what you're going to want to do is go on top of this area on top of her Sanctum, and then instantly pull out your EvoChrome Burst AR, and then go ahead and start shooting her. Now, as you can see, she will instantly start forming her wolves, and as you guys can see right here, this damage will slowly begin to tick up. We're already to 320. Now, if we drop down and we go in with the EvoChrome shotgun, you guys can see that we'll instantly start getting off a ton of damage against these wolves. Now, what's interesting is I do not believe that the damage against the wolves counts. Yep, so basically only the damage against the Herald herself will count. Damaging the wolves, for some reason, doesn't count as opponents. I'm honestly not even sure why, but basically what you can take away from this is that only damage against the Herald herself is going to count towards this challenge. I believe she has around a total of about 1,000 health, so you are going to be able to get a ton of damage out onto her before she actually does die. So it's a really nice way to form up some of this damage, because even if you don't end up winning the fight and you do end up dying, you're still getting a ton of damage out onto her. And since your main goal here isn't to kill her, but rather to just deal a bunch of damage, it's a pretty good way of doing it. So as you guys can see right here, we're just going to go ahead and take her out with our now mythic shotgun, which is absolutely insane. And as you guys can see right there, we have taken her out, and in total, that has given us about 1,000 damage. So you literally just need to do that about 2.5 times, and you'll instantly complete this challenge. It makes it much easier to do than running around trying to do this against enemy players. Now, I did mention that there is a third way of doing this, and this is doing the damage against actual wolves. Obviously, the wolves that the Herald spawns in do not count as opponents, but if you find wolves out in the wild, those guys will count as opponents. That being said, there's really no reason to use them when you can just go to the Herald's location and deal a ton of damage to her instead. So honestly, that's what I would recommend you guys do. Do a combination of dealing the damage to real opponents and then also dealing it to the Herald herself, and you will easily complete this challenge incredibly quickly. So as you guys can see right here, somebody is already fighting the Herald, but it really doesn't matter all that much because all I need to do is go ahead and get 300 damage done. So we're just going to go ahead and keep shooting her, and as you guys can see right there, in theory, that's enough to get it done. I'm really hoping so because we're going to die here, and it was. As you guys can see right there, we got enough damage to defeat the Herald, and wow, somehow made it out alive. I have no idea how I am not dead yet. Now, for this next stage of the challenge, we're going to need to tune the TV while wearing the Bytes outfit. And for this one, you're going to need to go to a new location, which can either be Chonkers Speedway or this nice little unnamed landmark over here. Personally, I'm going to go to the unnamed place, and if you don't know exactly where this is, you can go ahead and pause the video, but you're going to need to come down right over here to where the old gas station used to be. You can either break into this area, or you can just go ahead and walk into it, and make sure that you build a wall next to yourself because this takes a very long time to claim, and there are people with snipers who evidently want to try and kill me, so I am going to need to go ahead and box myself off here. But once you're in here, all you're going to need to do is go ahead and tune the TV to get the next portion of your quest line unlocked. Now, for the next stage of this challenge, we need to drive 5,000 meters in a chromed vehicle. Now, for those who don't know, the way that you get a chromed vehicle is by grabbing some of these chrome splashes, which you can get from two methods. Either in any of the chromed landmarks, you can go ahead and find them from not only floor loot spawns, but also chest spawns, or what you can do is by mining organic materials in these chromed locations, they will consistently drop out of these things. So an organic thing is something like a tree. Now, unfortunately, that one didn't drop one, but as you guys can see right there, that rock just dropped some of the chrome splashes. These bushes typically drop some chrome splashes, not that one, unfortunately, but most of these objects will eventually drop some chrome splashes as long as you mine them enough. Once you manage to get literally just one chrome splash, you're going to need to find a vehicle to throw it on and then drive 5,000 meters in. So personally, I would recommend doing this in either a whiplash or in one of these cars. Do not do this in one of the trucks because those things drive very slowly, so you are going to want to do this in something that does actually have a decent driving speed. So once you go ahead and get these chrome splashes, just go ahead and throw them at the base of the car. And as you guys can see right here, the car is now chromed, and it is infinitely chromed. This does not actually have a time duration, so you're free to go ahead and start driving around the map, and all we need to do is get 5,000 meters. So as you guys can see right there, I've been driving for literally like the past 20 minutes, and we have finally gotten enough distance on this car drive to get to that 5,000 meters. So you're just going to need to go ahead and find a car, throw the chrome grenade at it, and then literally drive for 5,000 meters. It takes a while. Now, for the next stage of this challenge, we're going to need to return back to either the Herald Sanctum, or you can hop on down to Cloudy Condos, whichever one suits you better. But personally, I'm going to go back down to Herald Sanctum, where we need to yet again tune the TV while wearing the Bytes outfit. So just remember that all along, you are going to need to be wearing the Bytes outfit, and then you're going to need to hop on down to this TV. You can pause the video if you don't know exactly where this is, and I'll show you guys exactly how to do this. So now that we're dropping on down here, you guys can see that right over here in this building, you're going to need to go through these front doors, and then the TV is sitting right here in the back of this room. So all you're going to need to do is go ahead and hold down that tune as we have done with the other two. And as you guys can see right here, it has yet again tuned the device, and we have now gotten another style to our pickaxe and even more voice lines. I'll probably have a video just covering all of these voice lines, but that'll be a separate thing. For now, we're going to continue on with the challenges, showing you how to do even more. So now we need to pass through chromed structures in different named locations. This is going to take forever, and this is solely due to the fact that we just need to go to 10 different named locations. Like, come on, Fortnite. This challenge is incredibly easy to do, though, because all you're going to need to do is get 10 chrome splashes. Now, these things are incredibly easy to find. Like you guys can see right here, all you need to do is come on down to one of these chrome locations and then start farming the organic materials, which consist of rocks, trees, bushes, literally all of that stuff, and they will continually drop these chrome splashes. Now, all you're going to need is 10 separate versions of these, because of course you are going to need to do 10 of these at separate POIs, so you are going to need 10 in total to complete this challenge. But we're literally already at 9 just while I've been talking, and there we go. We already have 10. All you're going to need is 100 materials and 10 of these to do this, and now let's start running. So I'm not going to show me doing these at literally all 10 POIs, because I think you guys can understand that you just need to run to 10 separate named POIs. If you don't know what a POI is, it is a point of interest, also known as a named location. So basically what we're going to need to do is we're right on over here at Herald's Sanctum. All we need to do is go ahead and build one wall. You are going to need to do this in build mode, or if you're in zero build mode, you can just go ahead and find a naturally spawning wall. It just makes it like 10 times easier to do this in build mode. But all you're going to need to do is go ahead and throw one of your chrome splashes at the wall, then go ahead and walk through it, and bam, we already have 1 out of 10. Now we just need to go ahead and visit 9 other named POIs, and then do this exact same thing at all of those locations, therefore completing the challenge and getting us yet another style for our nothing pickaxe. So with this wall, I managed to pass through the final wall and do 10 out of 10 in total, which will now unlock me the next stage of the quest of tuning to yet another TV while wearing the Bytes outfit. So we're going to need to go back on down over to Chrome Crossroads, which is a little bit of a trek, but thankfully we have even more of these chrome splashes, which will make the trip just that much shorter. So now that I'm down on here over at Chrome Crossroads, all you're going to need to do is go ahead and walk into this building. You can pause the video if you don't know exactly where this is, and then you're just going to need to walk right on in here and go into this room. Now, some people can be annoying and they try and kill you while you're doing this, so I recommend putting a ramp there, but once you go ahead and do that, you can instantly start tuning this TV and complete this stage of the challenge, unlocking you the next style of the nothing pickaxe. Now, for the next stage of the challenge, we need to search 20 chromed chests, and as you guys can see right here, I'm currently at 17 out of 20 just because I wanted to start this a little bit further down the line so you guys can see me actually completing it. Now, the best way to do this challenge is drop on down to Herald's Sanctum and literally just run around this area. Since this area is all chromed, go to the area that used to be the sanctuary, and since there are still a ton of chest spawns over there that have all been turned into chromed chests, you will easily complete this challenge incredibly quickly. Now, one quick tip is that if you run out of chests over here at the Sanctum, then what you can do is grab some of these chrome splashes and then just start throwing them at chests across the map. Since they will be able to turn literally any chest into a chromed chest, it will allow you to make chests that weren't previously chrome chests into chrome chests, which will then of course give you progress towards your quest of unlocking 20 of these chrome chests. This is such a tongue twister at this point. Now, for the final chest that I'm searching, you guys can see that this is a standard chest, but if I go ahead and throw a chrome splash at it, then it will turn it into a chromed chest, and when I go ahead and open it, it will complete that stage of the challenge, allowing me to search a total of 20 chromed chests. Now, for the next part of the challenge, we're going to need to tune the TV while wearing the Bytes outfit. Yet again, going back to this stage, it's very similar to the Vibin questline from last season, where we kept having to go back to those relays in order to get our next mission. This is basically that, except now with TVs instead of little checkpoint thingies. Anyways, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and drop on down right next to the reality tree. You can pause the video if you don't know exactly where this is, but then you're just going to want to walk into this house, take an instant left-hand turn, and go over to this TV, and as you guys can see right here, you will instantly be able to start tuning it, and as you guys can see right here, we'll give you your little lore update, but it will also give you your next quest, which I'll be showing you how to easily do. Now, for this next challenge, we need to deal 2,500 damage to chromed wildlife, and initially, I was trying to tell you guys to go out into the wild, try and find some boars, some wolves, and then throw the little tiny chrome grenades at them to turn them into chromed wildlife, but that's all way too complicated. There is an incredibly easy way to do this, so that's why I re-recorded everything and you're seeing this instead of all the other stuff I said. All you're going to want to do is drop on down to Herald's Sanctum, and then you're just going to want to fight her. Think about it, guys. The wolves that she summons are chrome wolves, so those things count. as chromed wildlife. It's incredibly simple once you actually think about it. So all we're going to need to do is go ahead and anger her a little bit, but we are going to want to wait for whoever this is above us to die because, you know, we don't want to be dying halfway through our fight. But as you guys can see right here, chromed wildlife, bam. All we need to do is start shooting it, and as you guys can see right here, we're going to do a big chunk of damage to it. Then if we go back over here into our inventory bar, you guys can see that it went up by about 250, and who would have guessed? Guess how much health wolves have? That's right, 250 health. So you're only in total going to need to kill about 10 of these wolves to complete this challenge. It makes it incredibly simple, and you can actually do it very easily. Now, unfortunately, I'm probably going to die here. Never mind, I'm a goat at the game. That was incredibly well played by me. Anyways, like I was saying, I wasn't even nervous there, not even 1 HP. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I was saying, I stay cool under pressure, and what we're going to do is hop back down on into this arena pit, and then we're going to start damaging the wolves once again, and they just disappeared. What the heck is she doing? Wow, I have actually never seen the Herald reset on people like that. I didn't even know she could do that. But anyways, all you're going to want to do is just go ahead and wait for her to go into her invisible form, or invincible, rather. Wow, I'm getting my words mixed up everywhere today. And then you're literally just going to want to go ahead and shoot these wolves. Now, there will be annoying people like this. Hopefully, you can take them out, or in my case, you can die. But you're just going to want to do this about 10 times. There are 10 wolves in total that you need to kill to get 2,500 damage, since they each have 250 health each. So just go ahead and get her to go into her invincible form 5 times, and you'll be able to easily complete this challenge. I'll see you guys when I'm about to complete it. So I'm finally on to my last set of wolves. As you guys can see right here, I am under 500 away, and now I'm under 250 away, and I only have 1 left. So all I'm going to need to do is go ahead and take out this final wolf. And as you guys can see right here, once I go ahead and take that guy out, we will complete this stage of the challenge, now allowing us to move on to tuning yet another TV. Now for this one, you're going to want to drop on down over to Sleepy Sound, and all you're going to need to do is go on over to this building. You can just hop on right over to this vending machine, and then we're gonna go ahead and tune yet another TV to unlock yet another style to our The Nothing Pickaxe. I don't even think it's called The Nothing Pickaxe, but I keep calling it that. Let's move on to the next challenge. Now for this next challenge, we're going to need to eliminate opponents at a chromed named location. Now there's a lot of these. You can see them all throughout the map. If you need to pause the video to see all of those locations, then go ahead and do so. But unfortunately, there's really no easier way to do this challenge than just sitting here for like 30 minutes, going to all of these locations, hoping you get a really good gun off the bat. As you guys see right here, a legendary suppressed submachine gun. That is going to be quite useful. But yeah, as you guys can see right here, I'm 17 out of 20 right now. Hopefully I can finish it off in this game, as I have been doing throughout my past few games. But you're literally just going to want to keep on killing people at these locations. I mean, I know it sounds lame, and I know that sounds like trash advice, but that's literally all there is to it. And this guy's going to be the 20th if we do manage to take him out, as long as he doesn't get in the boat. And as you guys can see right there, we just killed our 20th opponent at chromed named locations. So this will not work on wolves or boars. I have tried it, trust me. I've tried it a lot of times and it keeps not working, but it will work on the Herald. So if you want to kill the boss NPC 20 times, then hey, go ahead, be my guest. I'm personally not going to do that, but hey, if you want to, then by all means, go ahead and do that. But that's how to easily complete that challenge. Let's move on to the next one. Now for this next part of the challenge, we are yet again going to need to tune another TV. So head on over here to Lustrous Lagoon, and you'll easily be able to find the TV that is residing in one of these houses right over here. So all you're going to need to do is go ahead and run up to this little upper portion of the area that is suspended by all of these little wood bridges, and then run over to the side right here so you can get to this TV, which there, yet again, like every other time we've done this, you're going to need to go ahead and tune the TV to unlock our final stage of challenges for this quest line, or at least I'm fairly sure it's the final stage. Now for the next challenge, we need to chrome 10 opponents, and in order to do this, you need to go ahead and get yourself some chrome splashes. Now chrome splashes can be obtained either as floor loot spawns or also as chest spawns, or you can actually mine them out of organic materials in the chrome zones. Now once you've actually done that, all you're going to need to do is find an opponent and just start chucking these things at them, because you can do it multiple times to the same same player. As you guys can see right there, I just did it twice. We are now at 9 out of 10. And if we do it the third time, then that will give us the 10 out of 10 and finish this stage of the challenge. So once you find someone who's bad enough to just do this infinitely with, like this player, literally just spam them at them. It's super simple once you find a bot. Literally just keep on throwing at them, and you'll eventually get yourself that 10 out of 10, completing that stage of your challenge. Now, for this stage of the challenge, we need to tune the TV while wearing the Bytes outfit over here at Log Jam Junction. So just go ahead and roll on into this room. You can pause the video if you don't know exactly where this is, and then we're going to go ahead and tune what I believe to be is our final TV. I don't even know what sentence I just said there, but we are now done with our TV tuning, and our Bytes pickaxe has been fully unlocked, and we now have unlocked every single style of this pickaxe. So that is how to unlock every single pickaxe style for the Nothing's Gift pickaxe in Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 4. If you guys did enjoy this video, then please consider leaving me a like and subscribing to the channel, as that would help me out a ton. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one.